else won't do it. You got to remember that. That's why we all have different perspectives and different views on life. Right now, I am talking, and I'm pretty sure many of you that are here, or even if you're watching silently in the background or anything, you can start to picture things in your own perception of the things around you. You start to take note, whether it's a mental note or you're jotting down notes on your paper to pay attention and say, even if you didn't see things that way, you start to look, I never really see it like that before. Even if you have a slight little instinct about it, you had brush it off or shove it under the rug. But now when somebody bring it to the forefront, you start to say, wow. Yes, you start to think. And it's not that you're not thinking positively, but now you start to think about everything that was happening to you around you. What was going on in your life? That's how you pay attention in life. The things that are happening around you, the things that you see daily. It's like I'll be on here talking and you had people who will be silently in the background and they will be just here to we carry news. And they will carry this news to this somebody. But let me tell you something. If you're a content creator, there's no need for you to carry news because you're only uplifting that person that you're carrying the news to. What are you doing to your content? Are you uplifting your content? Or are you just carrying this news to this person to push this person up the ladder? And what are you doing to yourself? You're tearing yourself down. Because being a traitor for somebody will never make they trust you either. You got to remember that. Carrying news to somebody, sooner or later, they will say, listen, if this person can tear, Selena the Celestial, how are you? Hey, Resilient, how are you? Who's giving the cold shoulder? Who? I need to beep it up. How you so funny? We're just talking about the cold shoulders. We have to learn to acknowledge each other. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you'll be on some platforms and you'll be right there and you were there supporting them from ground down, from in the ground level, meaning that they were nowhere yet to be anywhere. And when you go on their platform now and they see you, they feel like they reach heaven. They ignore you. You say something 3-4 times and they do ignore you, like they don't care. They don't see you. But they have a whole episode to tell about you the following day. Remember where we're coming from. You might not remember how you get to 100 subscribers. You might not remember how you get to 50 subscribers. You might not remember how you get to 1,000, 100, or whatever. But still, when these people come on your channel, whether they subscribe to you, whether they like your videos, whether they comment, whether they watch you, acknowledge them. Because that's the way we're gonna grow. Yes, Celia, please don't forget to give the live stream a like. But you know what I always say, it's okay. You know what I mean? To God be the glory. He always done great things. You know what I mean? We have to still love the journey, the turtle journey. We gotta love it. You know what I mean? But I don't want people to give people the cold shoulder when they come on. Acknowledge them. Give them the respect that you used to give to them. You know what I mean? Respect goes a long way. You know what I mean? Yes, I cherish Church Rosie. I'm not sure if she's still here. Give those respect to those people. People are ignoring people nowadays because they can. Because they think you're going to dim their light. Nobody not dimming nobody light. And I want all of you out there as traitors too, carrying the news. Pay attention. Blessed Two Crushing said, hello, Selena. Pay attention. When you're carrying news and you are a content creators, what are you doing to your channel is only slowly destroying your channel. Because you're elevating somebody who sooner or later they're going to dump you along the wayside. They forgot about you. You're below them now. You're beneath them. It's like I heard one young lady said one day that she was with this person before he become a popular, I think, rapper or something. When she didn't have when they did not know where to sleep, she had the bed on the floor, bouncing there and give them her space and everything. And when this person become a rapper, she was nowhere in the equation. She was garbage now. The garbage that used to take care of that garbage become the garbage now. Dump. Thrown out. It's a resilient. I've never seen him so down. Huge from Australia. Wow. Yes. But we have to do the right thing. You know what I mean? We have to point these things out because they're real. But I hope, yeah, I hope whatever you're going to, we all can straighten ourselves and keep going. But I believe in uplifting. And then the other thing I've seen too, when we talk about uplifting community, what community are we uplifting? Are we trying to uplift ourselves? Because sometimes I don't see the growth with the rest of the community. I don't see the people growing when you're saying you're uplifting community. They're still at square one. Why are they at square one when you guys are saying you're uplifting communities? I don't understand. Sylvia, did you see my shout out to you earlier? I watched a video earlier, but I had to run earlier, and then I was sick all day. But I can go check it out. Okay, I will check it out for you, Selena. Don't worry. Today I was so sick. Even now I'm talking to you, my eyes them look like they're about to knock through the wall. Blessing to those who are real and genuine, if at heart. Yes, genuineness is don't cost, but people need to understand that you gotta look at the things. If you're a YouTuber and you're trying to uplift yourself, cut the triggering out. Stop it. Because you're dimming your light to put somebody up there. You're stepping on somebody to step on somebody to go here and get there. But are you helping yourself? Because I can tell you, when you become a traitor in life, nobody trusts you. Not even the government will trust you. Not even the police will trust you. Even if they make you into a traitor. They trust you enough to get the information that they need. Doesn't mean they trust you. So you gotta be careful how you carry information. Carry information, build you have a content, go talk about it on your content. You're a content creator, you know what I mean? No rush resilient. I just know how you support you are, and I wish more people were like you. Thank you so much, Selena. I appreciate. I appreciate everyone. But the cold shoulders, we need to cut that out. Some part of the cold shoulders, if people going through stuff like anxiety and stuff like that, that is natural for them to give you the cold shoulders. We can't get rid of those because we still have to show empathy to those people and be sympathized with those people because they're going through a turmoil phase of their life. But some of you're not going through nothing but going through a turmoil phase of being hating on your fellow content creators. For what? For what? And then some of you talk about you building a community, but your other communities, people that you say you have as your community, they're nowhere near you. If you're building a community, everybody should be at least somewhere there, halfway there. How are you building community when some of the people around you for coming up are not there, but they're always there? What is it that you're doing that you're not sharing to these people? What is it that some of us are doing and not helping our people that are we call in community? If you're a community uplift each other. We got to start open up our eyes and realize. So a lot of people lie to you. And if you don't believe, check where you need to check. I won't tell you where to check. You ain't no fool. You guys are grown adults. Most of you are knowledgeable educators in your own ways. You ain't no fool. You're having a community, but who is having the community, by the way? Think about that. Don't ask me about it. Just think about that. When you say community, who's having the community? Because the last time I know when we talk about community, we uplift people. It's like I build a house, I'm going to help you to build a house. I got a car, I'm going to help you to get a car. We build each other. Blessed said that's why we do take a break shout out every day on our channel. We are supporting each other and getting worried about each other's channel out. Yes. Everybody do their shout out in different ways. Everybody support each other in different ways. There are several different ways to give people love. But when you look and you see they're not growing, come on now, uplift your community. Let them grow too. But when we're gonna talk about community, are we building strong foundation You're the only strong one out the community, and everybody else is where? Lost? That's not a community. That's not a community. You see, I do monthly shout out videos. I put a lot of work into it too. It's not easy, but we gotta keep going. Yes, monthly shout out videos. Running up other channel, like, encourage others to just strengthen the community. We thrive, they thrive. But when you see I'm just thriving and you're not thriving, how is that working? And then some of you also too, when you see somebody else elevate themselves to the next level, you guys start to say, oh, they got so many subscribers, I don't got that. You can't think like that. You will not get subscribers. You cannot think like that. You got to keep going. You got to drive in your lane. Keep pushing what you can push out there. Whether it is garbage to you, it might not be garbage to somebody else. Because somebody could be going through a turmoil situation in their life and they need to laugh or they need to learn something that they need to learn. Like the other day, somebody was sharing something uplifting, and I posted. Because so many people out there don't understand these things. Celia said, I'm really well. Thank you for asking. How about you? You know what I mean? So we got to strengthen the community because I can see how you're saying we are a community, but then halfway through the community, when you look at the community, it's not adding up. So we got to do better if we're calling a community. Community, you see gardens. Community, you don't see only one little flowers plant over here and call that a community garden. That's not a community garden. You see only one flowers over here, so blossoming. And then over here, so you don't see nothing over here. That's not a community. A community, you see growth. At all angles, you will see growth. Everybody not going to be at the same level in the community, but you should by now see some level of growth. Then I say, I'm listening to Resilient because I really feel what she has to say is important. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Miss Blackwell. Thank you to everybody. You know what I mean? But we got to start pay attention. Look at your community and check with your community. You will know what your community look like. I don't have to explain it to you. You will know. And all these cold shoulders you're giving to people, cut them out. If you're not going through a turmoil situation, I respect this one person. I remember this person was going through something. And the person said, I'm going to say some stuff and it might hurt some people. So maybe this is not the time for you to be here. That means he was warning the people that he may use some expletive, he may use some profanity or something, and he don't want the good people that were always there supporting be caught in that trap. And you just had this one person was just butting head with this person, butting head with this person. And I'm like, if somebody going through something and they're saying something and they need to vent, why are you butting head with this person? Let that person get the safe place to be able to trust all of us that is here so they can vent. It's rather to vent than hurt somebody next thing you hear and then you, oh, resilient queen hurt this. And then you're shocked. Give that person the space to vent. And I remember I had to say something to somebody in the tracks. It's not about you. Let they vent. Let they grow. That's the only way we can heal. Or sometimes we can heal. Not everybody heal that way because one size does not fit all. Selena said, I'm growing slowly, but I am okay with that because I want quality over quantity. Exactly. You know, we want assurance. Selena said, yes, speaking your truth on your own. Yes, you have to. But some people will just be right there and they're just ready to butt head with you. When somebody venting, you will say, oh, but this person is not positive. Yes, they are positive. They're just pointing out the things that people are doing. And it's not only to one person. It's not only to me. It's several people are going through that. They might be afraid to speak up because that's not their kettle of fish to speak up like that. Doesn't mean they're not hurting. I used to hear people say that I'm supporting this and I'm supporting that. And when I have my light, I don't see anybody on there. But only to realize they were doing something wrong. But at first it would seem like nobody come. But at first they were doing something wrong. Meaning that they did not put the things out there as private, as public. And if you put it out there as private, nobody ain't gonna see that. Only you gonna see it. You know what I mean? So those errors, you can't blame others for it because that's your error, not checking yourself properly. But at first, if you don't know, yes, you will check somebody for it until you realize what is happening. But when we talk about a community, community don't grow with just one flowers over here. When we talk about cornfield don't just grow with just one corn in the field. That's not a community. When we talk about having a field of something, we having a whole field of something. And they are growing. They might not grow at the same pace depending on when they were planted. But they will eventually grow to become where they needs to be. And then they will be able to reap after you reap this crop and that crop. We all have crops. You know what I mean? But we gotta realize where these journey are starting from. You want to reach destination, you can't reach destination when you don't even know where you're starting from. Yes, we all can do better. So, you know, we got to do better. And when I say do better, I'm talking all of us, including me, because there's no exempt. There's no exempt. But we got to realize these things. So cold shoulders are red flags, people. Cold shoulders are red flags. Yes, we can all of us can do better. Yes. Red flags are cold shoulders. What most people don't, I said, the silent treatment might seem like a convenient way to opt out of conversation that is bothering you, but it's also super unhealthy. Because you can be stressed out about it behind the scene. Thank you, Selena. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. I'm proud of everyone for excelling in whatever area you are excelling in because it's not easy. Road to success, whether off here, on here, whatever you're doing in life, the road to success is never easy. All right. So don't think the road to success is overnight. It's not. What most people don't know is that the cold shoulders is a subtle form of manipulation. Remember that. What most people don't know is that the cold shoulder is a subtle form of manipulation. Sounds extreme, but let me explain. The silent treatment, also known as withholding, is used to punish and regain control of a person. Selena said, I feel like your heart is so heavy, and I am saying a prayer for God to lighten your loads. Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate. But my heart is not heavy. It's just that when you see a lot of things out there, you'll be surprised to know where you can get a content from to speak about. Because even if I'm not going through it, others could be seeing these things. You know what I mean? So even if I'm talking and if I'm bold enough to be brave enough to talk, I stood up. You know what I mean? I'm helping a lot of people to pay attention. I'm helping a lot of people to understand that it is real. Cold shoulder is real, and it is a form of manipulation, whether we like it or not. You know what I mean? But thanks for the prayers out there. You know what I mean? It may feel good to ignore your to ignore. They have partner here, but I'm gonna change it. It may feel good to ignore your community when you feel slightly, but it keeps you from finding real solutions to the problem that are bugging you the most. See, So when we keep doing these things, we ain't gonna find no solution. So if somebody had an answer for something, we'll never know what that answer is, because you know what? We give them the cold shoulder. They could have a solution. They could say, "Hey, YouTube just roll this out," and they were about to share it with you, but you give them the cold shoulder, so they withdraw that information from you. They don't share it with you. Miss Blackwell said, "Keep preaching till you get to the top. This shall pass." Yes, yes. And Miss Selena said, "Yes, talking for all those words to in the world to hear." Yes, I am proud of her too. Yes, you know, what I mean, because to be honest, it's just like even being abused. A lot of people being abused and going through a whole lot. They are not, which they have the guts or the nerves or the audacity to come out and speak about these things. But when they hear somebody else saying these things, they will feel motivated and encouraged one day on their platform. And I would suggest, when you're sharing certain things about your life, you use your platform. You use your platform so people can always go back and check for it on your platform, because you've been through the situation. So you use your platform to share those things first, and then if you go on somebody else's platform, then you can also share it again, because it's your truth to speak your truth on your platform. And then sometimes these things that are happening is that people are paying attention. You know, it's just like today I was talking to this young lady, and she was saying how people are bullying her. She gonna come off of YouTube for a while and blah blah blah, etc., etc. And I was also telling her, "Hi, Inner Beauty, how are you? Hello." And I was also, "Hi, Tracy Local Learning, hello, how is everyone?" And I was also telling her today, if anybody watched that live, I was also telling her today that if anybody is on your YouTube channel and is messing with you, you could always put in the keywords, like if they're using derogatory terms, put in the keywords, and that when YouTube see those messages from those people, YouTube will automatically hide those messages from you, so you won't see those things. So if it's harassment, if it's the S word or whatever it is, you know, you hide those information. Greetings to everyone. How is everybody doing today? How is everyone? You know what I mean? And it will hide those information from you. You know what I mean? So even though you may not know how, you have to go to your YouTube studio and play around with that. You know what I mean? And go into whatever you need to go into, and you will find the keywords, and they will tell you keywords, and then you put in the keywords that mean if anything come up that is derogatory and you don't like those things. Like a lot of people who get bullied on their channel, put those things, whether it is bullying, the S word, whatever that word is for you, put it in and leave it there. So when those terms come up, those comments will not be put on your feed for the world to see. Those will be hidden. They will be hidden for you to see in your YouTube studio, so you could read it if it was a negative comment or something, and you can vet it for yourself. And if it was something you could tolerate, then you could also leave that comment for others to see. You know what I mean? So there's ways to protect yourself out here. But if you gotta use the keywords. It's just like they say, if you do a content, and if you haven't put the videos out there, like hashtag mommy blogger, hashtag like whatever you're doing, then it won't reach to more people. And that part is also true too. And then today I was on somebody else's channel, and I saw they were sharing that same thing, because somebody asked a question about about the keywords, and they were sharing that same a bit of advice that I was sharing to that young lady today about the same thing. So you see how each one teaches one. Do you see how you can learn? So there's no need for others to give the cold shoulder, and there's no need to have information and hide it. Share the information. If you're gonna talk about community, if you see your brother can't edit and you know how, reach out to your brother and say, "Hey, do you mind me help you with something?" Even if you have to charge a fee, because people do charge to help somebody edit a content. Some people do, because that's a time-consuming thing, especially if you have to start from scratch to help somebody. It's like you say, "Where are you at in your editing?" Or so, and they say they don't know anything. Then you could, say, "Hey, do you mind me charge you $200 to help show you all the ins and out, and then you can take it from there." People do charge. It's a service you're providing. Yes, Selena, thank you so much. You said, give the video a like. Thank you so much. I In a beauty lifestyle. Hi Tracy. How is everyone? Blessed Crusher say hello in a beauty. So greetings to everyone. You know what I mean? So we learn from each other. So and embrace each other's success so we can grow, so we can develop. You know, yes, rising Phoenix, blessings to each and every one. So I have been on both sides of the silent treatment. I have been the person that uses silent as a weapon and the person being stonewall with it. And we all know what that means. I had no idea that responding to this silent treatment give the person doing it a false sense of control. This person had no idea. That's definitely not okay. So giving people the cold shoulder, people, no. It doesn't matter when they come. The point is that they made it. It's like you have that last auntie you haven't seen for years, months, days, weeks. But when they come, you embrace them, right? Because they made it. Yes, we learn from the people around us. I got in some crucial help from literal strangers on the internet who are more supportive than my family. Yes, and we all can attest to that. Because sometimes the people around you are people who are not your immediate family. It's just you associates. Because we all are associates here. We're associating ourselves through different means, which is the internet. Gone were the days they write a letter and it take forever to reach. Sometimes by the time the letter reach, that person died, never get to read the letter. Is the uncle or the sister or the brother reading the letter? Gone were the days. You know, and then not all of us gonna have the same strength to build a community. But the people who have that discerning spirit to build the community, let's build the community and build it with honesty, with love, with genuineness. Do it from the heart, not just be like you're a pig here and you are something over here. No, build it from the heart. If you say you're going to build a community, build it. Because to be honest, not everybody know how to build a community. And sometimes even if they know how, they don't have the time to build the community. I've seen people literally on their lunch break just running on to just quickly stop in and say hello. That's their way of bringing their community. Just to stop by and say, hey, I'm eating some lunch and I got to go back to work, blah, blah, blah. I just want to stop in. That's a community that for them. Everybody community is going to look different. But why do we feel the urge to tear them down? And then some of you think somebody's stealing from you. Nobody want nothing. Everybody is out there thriving on the little that they have. And they continue to work. Support your community is not tearing down your community. Supporting communities is not tearing down communities. We gotta learn that. So cut the cold shoulder out. And I see a lot of it, the cold shoulder treatment. Cut it out. Cut that out because it's not gonna work in the long run for you. You remember what worked for one don't work for everybody. What does it mean if someone gives you the cold shoulder? To ignore. To give the cold shoulder is to ignore or shove someone you know. It's the opposite of warm welcome. When somebody will say, hey, how are you? Greetings, blah, 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 and they're not doing that no more. No, they don't even acknowledge you. They don't even see your name. They jump over it, they skip over it. And I see today a few people did that to me too. But God bless you guys' heart. God bless your heart. Because if things don't happen, you cannot learn. You will think you're on the same path. If things don't happen, you wouldn't be able to see. If something don't go in the wrong direction, you would not know that you need to do a U-turn. Let's say Crystal said, my aunt is dying of cancer in August. Oh, she ain't gonna die. God give her health and strength. Our YouTube community came together and helped with her with the plane ticket, and so that she could come up to give us one last hug. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But God will strengthen her, you know. God will strengthen. We have to pray for strength, you know. She is now on the hospice, and oh, she's in hospice care. And I am grateful for our community coming together to make that trip happen. Yes. That's what community do. Uplift each other. We're going through. We having down times. It's like today. I'm on the internet. I'm not feeling well, and I remember this lady come on, and she was saying, "Get a bottle of water, get something drink it that could." And I was having my tea and everything that could cause headache. You know. But we all go through something. But when we have a community, strengthening community is not by strengthening just one particular thing. It's strengthening the whole community. And if we want community to grow, it's not planting one flowers. That's not a whole community. That's an individual flowers. And you got to remember, it's not everybody can come up with community. Not everybody have that strong mindset for community. Not to say that they will not be a part of the community. You got to remember, they're willing to be a part of the community, or they are already a part of the community. They themselves just don't know how to navigate the community they themselves. And you gotta recognize these things and still give these parents a credit, still support them. You know, we're not gonna stay any longer tonight, family. So let me see what it's saying here. Blessed Crochet say, yeah, that's the power of the people and God's blessings. Yes, and God is beautiful. He's beautiful when he's working, but you remember when we're talking about God, we gotta make sure we're honest with his love. Don't play with his love. Show the community that you cares about them. Don't just look in the community and I'm only caring about the battle, but I don't care about this over here. You care about this, but you don't care about that. No. Everything is striking that balance. Some of you, when you see people come on your channel now, I can say it. I've seen people literally take deep breath, like they don't want to have nothing to do with you, and they are so foolish with it. They don't even have the nerves to tell you they don't want to talk to you. But as I said earlier, if you see somebody in your channel and you don't want it anymore in your channel or anything, you could hide your content from them. You could block them. But just remember the repercussion for doing that to somebody who didn't do you nothing is great, okay? Because what mankind don't see, God is seeing everything. All the hidden things you guys are doing to other people. What mankind don't see, God is seeing everything. So just remember that. Take that into consideration. Because some of you are not really who you say you are. Yes, resilient. Don't have the nerve to say it to your face. They don't. They play around like they think you're foolish. If you guys go to school, I don't care if you didn't even finish high school or whatever. You can read. Right now, you have a beautiful thing out there now, AI. I was just reading on AI. What do you think I was reading? I was reading on AI. Don't sit down when things are not sitting well with you. Let people say you're negative and you're toxic, and that's why they don't want you around them or anything because they created that toxic environment. And when you speak up about it, they want you to shut up. They want you to shut up about it. Or they try to punish you with it. But you just remember, people, if you're doing things from your heart, there's no need for you to be fake. I've seen people today, and as soon as they see me, if they could dive, they dive. But they forgot they weren't in water. They're not a fish. They're not a fish. Resilient Queen done any of you nothing. When I come on here, if I have something to share, I share it. If I don't know nothing, I just don't know nothing. Blank brain. But it can be filled with information as I go along the way. Yes, I'm gonna close out now. So my batteries are going to die. God bless you, resilient, and to everyone here. Yes, God bless blessings to each. Where's my book? Blessings to each and everyone. You know. We're not healthy and strong, but that was what came to my mind to talk about today. Because when we see things like these, you're building a community, but we also want people to know that everybody ain't gonna be able to build a community. But if you build a community, create that community so you can help others. Because you'll be shocked to know. All right, you'll be shocked to know what people are going through. So learn to create a community that people can also benefit from that community, regardless if they come 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, whichever day they come, at least they come. You know what I mean? But giving people the cold shoulder and ignoring people, that's rude and disrespectful. But if people don't come no longer to you or anything, you guys blatant it out. But some of you don't even remember the first person who was there with you when no one was there with you. You don't you forgot. You're shining bright like a diamond. Nobody taking nothing from you, but we're just letting you know. You feel remember where you're coming from, because doesn't mean that where you're going you can't reverse. Yes, you can reverse. It's a word. You can reverse harder. So we gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. And all the traitors out there that have a content, a channel for themselves, be careful of how you traitor for somebody, because you're ruining your content for other people to strengthen their self up. And what are you doing? Ruin your content. Know what you want. Know your true purpose in life. You have a purpose in life. Know what that is. You know what that is. Stop damaging your career to uplift somebody else, because when they get upliftment, as I said, that young girl, when before the man become a rapper, she used to open doors for him and having this because she had the wherewithal. After he become big and select, what did he do? He dump her. So you be careful. Pay attention to your surrounding. Be aware. Know when you're getting the cold shoulders. You don't have to hate on no one. You don't have to jealous of no one. But pay attention. They tell us all the time, even in you're going out and coming in, pay attention to your surrounding. You're getting out your car. You check to make sure your surrounding is nice and clear. So you can have a clear way to get to where you need to get to. Else you might not get there. Because the serpent is right there hidden. You can't see him. Serpent. Snake. And some of us are lurking around to make trouble with other people. Because you see, they're elevating themselves, they're growing, they're making the necessary transitions for their life. And some of you are stepping on other people, you're destroying them to get alive. But trust me, God know who you are, baby love. He know who every one of us is. So be mindful. You be mindful, okay? We're not gonna rub you wrong, but I'm gonna tell you, be mindful. When people come on your content, stop ignore them. Cut that out. Stop act like, okay, this is my circle, so we arise and with this and with that. Support each other. Remember where you're coming from. Thank God for the people that come along the way, but without the people that was there along the way, you wouldn't be where you at. Sometimes you won't even evolve to where you evolve. None of us. Somebody set the trend. Somebody build the community. Back in the days, I don't even think being on YouTube you better cipher for yourself. No, you're having people who are genuinely out there having a community. And some of you are hating on these people. And all of you giving the cold shoulders because you think you're so this and you're so that. Cut it out. Remember these people were still there for you. Remember the little man that was there for you. Remember the little girl that was there for you when no one was there for you. Remember the people when they talk crap and somebody was there to say, hey, sister, you God got you. Hey, brother, God got you. Remember those little people. Because I can tell you, when we don't remember where we're coming from, our pathway is still dark, baby. There's no light at that pathway, because you know why? We destroy what God had put in our way. But now we start living a double life. Double life? Yes. We start to live those kind of life. And what is happening? What is happening? We can't see clearly now. You know? We cannot. So we got to be careful. We gotta be very careful, people. I might be repeating myself, but I'm telling you, you gotta be very careful. Don't step on nobody's toes because you wanna shine. Shine with honesty, with love, with strength, with unity, with dignity. Get some pride in you. Have something in you that can resonate with people. If you learn something and you think the world you can help change lives, make that change. Not being a hidden figure. All of a sudden you become hidden, lurking. So you can go back and gossip and say, you see, I told you. What you see? At least you're seeing genuineness. You're seeing somebody expressing things that other people may be afraid to express that could be in your circle. And when they start talk about these things, they start to pay attention. But remember, if you're a content creator, don't destroy your content to please no one. Don't do that. Because then you won't like it at the end of the day when they throw you in the garbage bin. Then you're gonna come back and you probably won't come back. You'll probably be mad and somebody throw you in the trash. You don't need to be mad. Pay attention, be aware. It's like me, I always tell people if you got something to do, that's fine with me. If you gotta leave, that's fine with me. Because guess what? There's plenty of ways to support someone. You have shorts, you have videos, you have lives, some people have podcasts, you have different ways to support people. But some of you start to step on other people because you're running a rat race now. You're not running a community, you're running a competition. Nothing wrong with competition, but it's how you go about the competition. I was a competitor for years, and when I mean competitor, into a sport that we gotta compete to elevate ourselves to the next level. And along the way, we all don't elevate. We get recognition, but we didn't get to the next level, the extreme level that we need to get to. Like how you see the big Super Bowl now, where all those athletes elevate to the next level, or that team. Some of us falter down the wayside, like my team. In the last two games, faltered down the wayside. But that doesn't mean they didn't they didn't make their mark. They did make their mark. They just fall short. We all making our mark too as content creators. We may fall short somewhere along the line. Doesn't mean that we are not doing what we need to do to the best of our ability. You know what I mean? So tearing down other people is the last resort you should have in your mind. Uplifting each other and grow with each other. And that's what I'm gonna tell you. Uplift each other, grow with each other. Okay? And stop tear each other down. Stop say you're a community if you're not helping your community. When you look around your community and them still at ground zero, that's not a community. If you were at ground zero with your community and they're still at ground zero and they're not with you, that's not a community. I can tell you that that's not a community. You want to see communities, start pay attention. Google communities and you will see what community is all about. Don't just run with the word. Sometimes it's all about educate yourself further, do further research, do further studies. What a community should look like. When we talk about communities, how should a community strive? Should a community strive with only some people? Mind you, know, if you're not putting in the work as a community, individual, as an individual person in the community, you gotta remember, if they have a community, you still got individual things that you need to meet. And if you're not doing that on your end, even if somebody guide you along the way, if they don't show you while you're in the community, but they only show a particular person, that's not a community. That's a selfish community. When you have a community, it is going to build you. If it's a genuine, honest, loyal community that want to see everybody grow, want to see everybody thrive, want to see everybody grow to their full potential, want to see excellent. It's just like a teacher. When you're a teacher out there in the world, you want to see your children thrive. You don't just want a gifted child who is already gifted. You didn't help that child. That child is already born gifted. What you did was help to nurture the gift that God gave to that child. 'Cause you have some children who are naturally gifted. You give them a book, they read the book. You give another child that child, you have to sit down and read that book with him. While some children are gifted. You understand? So we have to learn to focus on the ones that are not so wonderful either. Not just the one who, as soon as they say snap, they say snap. As soon as they clap, because they understand. the assignment, but some don't. So what you have to do, hold their hands and go along with them, and that's how you'll have everybody coming along in the community. But you can't have a community. You're talking about a community, but the community is not matching up. It's like statistics shows a lot about life, about this. Even when they say diabetes, don't you have to have a percentage? According to statistics, they said this and that, blah blah blah. Much of person is diagnosed every year with diabetes or have this evil cancer right here or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So people pay attention to your community. Know what a community is. Don't just say we're a community. Know what it is for yourself. Because you can still be in a community and you're not willing to excel yourself. So basically, you're still stuck. If you're going to be in a community, make sure you know how to elevate yourself. If you don't know how, ask questions. Because then when you get overwhelming, you're going to become something else from the community. And nobody not going to know who you are again out of the community. Okay? So know what your worth is. Know where you are. Know where you stand. Know what things you can and cannot tolerate. Have a mind of your own. Don't just sit with things and just sit there. And don't be no traitor for no one. Don't be no traitor for no one. The only time you need to be a traitor if you see something that is need to be reported, that are inappropriate. But being traitor for somebody elevating them, you're not elevating yourself. You're destroying you. Because then you're going to build animosity along with other people because they will never trust you. Because you're confused, you're toxic. You're creating animosity where you don't belong. But being bold and brave is to stand up and speak. Let other people start to get the understanding that when you're talking about this and you're talking about that, giving people cold shoulders and all these things are rude, especially if you're not going through a turmoil phase of your life. Like you're not feeling well, you're sick, you're dealing with the pressure of anxiety, you're dealing with so much, plus you have your interpersonal things that you're going through, you know, being disrespectful and rude, but then you want a community. No, that's not a community. We know about one way street, okay? So I'm gonna leave it as that. Think about one way street and tell me if that's a community. You only can go in, but you can't get back out. Think about one way street. Until then, I'll see you guys. You have a blessed night, and to God be the glory. Great things He has done. Make sure you take some notes. It's blank. Think about it for yourself. Come up with your own things, and you will see the result of your life. Growth don't look like everybody. Growth gonna look like what you are doing. Okay. So until then, have a peaceful night. I'll see you. Bye bye.